Savitri. You can call me Ashwapati's daughter. You can call me Drimitsana's daughter-in-law. You can call me Satyavan's wife. I love all these tags because they do speak about my identity as well. But I know I am Savitri. Hashtag I am Savitri. Being rich and being happy neither is directly proportional nor inversely proportional. So my father Ashwapati, the rich king, was unhappy. The reason being he did not have a child. So of course during that time surrogacy and IVF did not exist. So the only thing he could resort to was prayers. And after 18 long years of prayers, Savitri got satisfied. Quite a long time I say. So he got satisfied and he granted him a boon, a child, not a son but a daughter. So my father initially was a little disappointed because he desperately wanted a son. The reasons well known, right? I don't want to get into those details. So he was dissatisfied, but later on he accepted the fact that at least he has a child, a daughter, whom he named Savitri. That's how I was born. Hashtag I'm Savitri. I was this wonderful, extremely confident, extremely focused and strong woman of that time. I knew what to do. I knew where, when, how, and when to say no. I was aware about my choices. I was fearless because I could go ahead and talk about my opinions, voice out my thought processes without the fear of being judged. I loved the strong me, of course, because I was strong in my thought processes as such. I'm a strong woman. My negotiation skills were the talk of the town, and that helped me to take excellent decisions at the right time, and that's what made me feel so empowered, so strong. And I don't feel ashamed to call myself a strong woman, a woman of substance. Hashtag I'm Savitri. Of course, being strong, these qualities were somewhat of an impediment during my growing years. I was a loner. I didn't have any friends. Men were intimidated of me. So also women. And when I came to the so-called marriageable age and my father was looking out for a groom, I had no suitors. No one wanted to marry me because I did not fit into the checklist of a good wife. Hashtag I'm Savitri. And then my father one day he called me and he said, Savitri, why don't you go on a solo road trip? I said, okay. I mean, what are you talking about? A solo road trip? Yes, do go ahead, travel different places, meet different people, and I'm sure you'll find someone who is worthy of you. I lapped up to the ideas, dreams in my eyes. I just set off. I traveled different places. I met different people, and I met Satyavan. Oh, he was the most handsome guy. And Satyavan, I was attracted towards his handsomeness, I would confess. So I got attracted towards him. But yes, later on I came to know that Satyavan had more than his handsomeness. His father, Drimitsana, was a king and he had lost his eyesight. And as a result, he has lost his kingdom as well. So what happened, Satyavan, was in the forest, sans luxury, and he adapted to that kind of a situation wonderfully. So he was an adaptable person. Wow. Secondly, he was immensely committed towards his parents. So this deadly combination of being handsome, adaptable, and committed. Wow, how can I leave that guy? And I decided this is the guy I'm getting married to. And once decided, I go for it. Hashtag I'm Savitri. And then, as all love stories have their share of problems, we too had a problem over here. And the problem was Sage Narad. Narayana, Narayana. And before I could reach and tell my father that I want to marry this guy, the news already had reached him. And I reached and I told, by the time I could tell them, immediately he says, no. What? Yes. You can't marry this guy. I believe that he's a good guy. I trust your decisions. But I'm sorry you can't marry this guy. And I was surprised. Why is he saying no? I said, no. I can't give my daughter's hand to someone who's going to die within a year's time. What? Are you crazy? I said, yes, that is the truth. And that is what has been told by Sage Narad. Me being me, I am a risk taker. Hashtag, I am Savitri. So I decided this is the guy I'm getting married, either this guy or I don't get married. And my father had to agree. We got married and we had a wonderful, lovely time. But as I say, I'm a risk taker. I'm not just a risk taker. I calculate my risks. I knew this event is going to happen. Either I had the option of thinking about this situation and going ahead and fretting about it and losing this wonderful period of 1 year, or I go ahead and decide what I need to do. And I chose that. I started preparing myself. I started researching on my opponent, the strong Dharmaraj Yama. His strengths, his weaknesses, his likes, his dislikes. And the more I was researching and the more confident I was feeling. I told, yes, I can deal. I can deal with him. Hashtag, I am Savitri. And eventually the day arrived. I knew that day was something where I didn't want to miss a single moment away from Satyavan. I told him, I went to him and I told him, Satyavan, I need to go with you to your work. So he said, of course, come along. I held his hand. We walked together. As we were walking, I looked at him. I put my head on his shoulder. He looked at me and he just said, what happened? You don't look your usual self. I said, yeah, nothing. I just whispered into his ears, we will be together forever. I said, of course we'll be together forever. And he started walking. As he started walking, suddenly he slumped onto the ground. I ran towards him. I held him. I put his head on my lap. And suddenly everything was silent. Satyavan was lying on my lap, breathless, motionless. Yama in front of me. Yama started walking. I followed behind him. He started walking, I followed behind him. Suddenly he looked behind and he said, why are you coming here? Your journey is later. Every person's journey has an individual journey. Please go back. I said, yes. But you know, Dharmaraj, it's my dharma to follow my husband. My husband's dharma to follow me. And I can't compromise on my dharma. And you being Dharmaraj, you can't stop me from following my dharma. Yama was like, wow, I've never met like a lady like this. I said, wow, it's wonderful. But yes, of course, what do you want? I want to grant you a boon. So I told, yes, and I knew what I wanted to say. I was just about to say, conditions applied, not your husband's life. Okay. I was prepared. So I went ahead and told, please can you give back my father-in-law, Drimitsana's eyesight and his kingdom. He said, Tathast. Hashtag, I'm Savitri. Now, Yama started walking and I started walking behind him. Yama is walking, I'm walking behind him. Suddenly he looks back and he says, Again, going your back. Please go back. I said, yes, I will go back. But I just want to say one thing. I said, what? It's true. Wise people have told that if two people walk together 7 steps, they become friends. And we have covered more grounds than that. So we are already friends. And it is said that company of good people and company of good friends always yields happiness and never goes futile. So I'm sure, keeping in mind this new friendship of ours, is going to yield some kind of happiness. Dharmaraj Yama said, of course it's going to yield happiness. Ask what you want to ask. And I was about to ask, you know what it is. And he said, conditions applied, except your husband's life. Okay. Since my father was interested for sons, so please can my father have 100 sons? If I'm getting something, why not more? So I took the chance. So he said, Tathastu. And I've already put him into a mode of saying, Tathastu. Yama started walking again. I followed after him. Yama started walking. I followed after him. And after some time, he looks back and sees me. You look tired, he says. So yes, I am tired. But it's okay. I'm over here for a certain reason. And I know what it is. He says, what is that? I said, yes, I will tell that. But before that, just want to tell you, because I knew, as I told you before, that I had researched about him, and I knew Dharmaraj Yama always loves to get praised. So I just went ahead and I started telling him, Yama, you are so compassionate. And I've heard about your charity. You know what? Whenever you are so compassionate towards your friends, not only your friends, but also your enemies who come in refuge. And I being your friend, and I'm sure you'll be compassionate towards me. He says, of course I'll be compassionate towards you. Ask what you want to ask. And I said, please can you grant me 100 sons with my husband Satyavan, Tathastu. And that is when I said, you have blessed me something where you need to return Satyavan back to me. Unless and until you return Satyavan back to me, I can't have 100 sons. So it was a checkmate. #, I'm Savitri.